Hey guys, daily log for February 17th, 2020. I should know that. It's still a little early. So yesterday was the first day I've strategically placed a high fat plant based diet after going through mostly a high carb, low fat since January. And what I'm going to get into is I'm going to work on potentially cycling high fat days in because I did get these like starvation cravings when I was doing the low fat ones. I don't know if it was from lack of calories, which is completely possible, or if it was lack of some nourishment from the foods I was craving. And I was craving breads and what was the other thing? Like corn tortillas. Tortillas. So, it could be protein, potentially, could have been something from the carbs, maybe. Maybe something else in there. I'm not really sure. I'm not an expert, haven't looked that up yet. But one thing that we did like from the end of 2019 is we started doing the Glow diet. I think, no, the book's not there. Um, but there's this diet from a book called Glow, and they do protein cycling, which with intermittent fasting as well, and kind of it was more of a lower carb. Did a little bit of carb cycling too, so we liked that format for ourselves. We meaning my wife and I. I enjoyed it. It really paired your exercise with your diet for the day, and then you had intermittent fasting every other day, and then you had protein cycling on your low on when you're doing the intermittent fasting. So you did low protein, then you did a heavy workout the next day with high protein, and it was it's a really good cycle. I was able to keep some muscle on, which was good. And what it didn't take into account, of course, is someone in my condition. So I think what I'm going to do is take the cycling concept from that. So you're not always constantly on the same diet and rotate in things periodically. So I actually did a calendar that I'm going to experiment with, but that's why I'm doing the high fat now. So to keep it moving here, the glucose from yesterday was in range, according to the Dexcom one that kind of shifts. There was like 1 point when I hit 146, right? This is when I was finishing up dinner, and then I did a walk, a 2 mile walk. It takes about an hour, and that. So so let's start at the beginning here. Sorry, let's go to the food for yesterday. What was the high fat stuff? So this isn't really the best picture. I thought it'd be cool to see the ingredients before it blended. This is actually the ingredients for a high fat chocolate shake, and it was delicious. Like I ate every last drop of that thing. And what it is it's coconut cream in a can from Trader Joe's. 2 tablespoons of the raw cacao powder, 8 little micro spoons, I don't know what they're called, of the stevia from Whole Foods, the raw stevia, like pure stevia. We have avocados, we have some coconut flakes, hemp seed, chia seed, flax seed, and and a little bit of soy milk to give it a little bit more liquid, and just blended that up and ate it. Really, really good, very filling, and I really enjoyed that meal. I definitely will do that again. And so let's look at the numbers from that. So basically, I think I ate it around probably around here. Probably had the shake around 8. You can see, my fasting from the morning. I was actually, in the 120s, and it kind of came down into here, the 1 teens. And I woke up probably around here, around in the high teens. And as I'm moving around without food, still fasting, got down into the low hundreds, but started eating around, I think it was around 8. I believe it was around 8. So you could see, and I didn't do any exercise. Well, I did like a very light walk. I probably walked for like less than a mile at just a normal walking pace. And you can see like my high point was 135. And this is actually, this point I'm sitting. So I probably probably ended my walk around 9. So then I'm just sitting down at 115, and it went up just to a few more points and just chilled out. So so that's really good to have a really fulfilling meal that's really tasty and not have to do any crazy exercise. But we know that the fat does impact your insulin tolerance. So this is something I experienced for myself last year as well. So I try to go all basically keto, vegan keto, right? Where you are doing this all the time. But I noticed that my baseline numbers would creep up over time. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that cycling concept, where we do a little bit of this, and then we do a low fat, like a high fat day and a low fat day, etc. So we're continuing the experiments with that. And then for lunch, kept with the theme of high fat, low carb. This was my post from the day before, where I stayed mostly in range. What was that? Did my supplements. I'm going the wrong direction here, guys. Sorry. There we go. So this was lunch. So I did some nut butter. I did almond butter with celery sticks. So high fiber. Got some greens in there, and that pairs really well. Now I've come from a place where I used to eat like almost an almond butter jar a day, right? So I'm trying to not go that far, because it did increase my insulin resistance a little bit. So it did a little bit. And then the macadamia nuts. So macadamia nuts are really high in fat, and low in protein, and they have like a fairly low amount of carbs. So the macadamia nuts are really good when you're doing a keto. Almond butter, they have a lot of protein. They have less fat than the macadamia nuts, but they have more carbs. So it's kind of a balance there between the two. You can get more protein with less fat and more carbs with the almond butter. Okay, so that wasn't the lunch. It was kind of light. And so then a little bit later in the day, I also snacked on more of the macadamia nuts. And so going back here to the Dexcom, you can see, I started creeping up a little bit here from, I think this is from a snack. So I ate lunch around 12, and you can see like it barely moved at all, which is pretty cool. And then I was just sitting. So maybe that's what it was. I think it was sitting and snacking. And then I kind of stayed around here because I ate, and then I ate dinner around 5. So dinner was this cabbage stew that I made. Totally freestyled it, and it was really, really good. So it's basically cabbage, tofu, onions, potatoes. I didn't eat the potatoes yesterday. Everyone else ate the potatoes. And sauerkraut. I added some sauerkraut to it. And then spices, salt, garlic, stuff like pepper and stuff. So, and then my supplements, I did my digestive supplements and my silver. So yeah, and then I did a little bit of a walk. So this meal is like super low carb, right? This is basically low carb veggies and tofu, which is low carb. So You still get your nutrients in there, um, and it has some salt for electrolytes. But it's super low carbs. It's good. It's a really good meal for the end of the day for me. And as you can see, if I do a little bit of walk, I mean, I was down in the 90s 2 hours afterwards. Right. So, pretty good day for that. To the new experiments that I was doing was that high fat day. I needed a rest day for my body. I felt like just a little sore and stuff. I also had a lot to focus on for work, so I did a low fat or low carb day, so I didn't have to do a lot of exercise and spend the time on that. No insulin at all yesterday, which is the second day in a row. And the day before that, I only did for dinner. So pretty good movement there. We should actually just jump into here for that. Oops. And yeah, we'll do the experiments, then we'll do the mood. Okay, so I missed a couple days. I need to fix this stuff. So there's a couple gaps. This is today. We're talking about the 17th, which was a Monday. I woke up had good energy. I also had caffeine. So I did not do the low fat. So now I need to add like some kind of high fat mornings. So basically, I'll figure that out later. I did all day high fat, whole food, plant based. Okay. I already went through some of the stuff. So I did get a full 8 hours of sleep with interruptions from the kids. You know what? I did not get 8 hours of sleep. That night was crazy. I wear my red glasses. I was asleep before 10 and I woke up without an alarm. I did not run or do any weightlifting at all. I did do a stretch at night. My exercise was just walking, and that was enough just to get my blood flowing enough. I did hit my water marks all day. I was good about water. I did my sunrise gaze. Got there a little bit late, but still got a good sunrise in. I did my midday in the sun when I had lunch. And I missed the sunset, man. I got there like right as it had closed, like it had just gone down. So I missed the sunset entirely. So I feel bad about that. But during my morning sunrise gazing, I was able to do my affirmations where I, felt them. I haven't been doing the written ones or reading or spoken, so I need to add that. And then my digestive stuff. So I did do my digestive for breakfast and dinner. I didn't bring them out with me, so I didn't have them for lunch. So I gotta also do that. I don't have digestive powder right now, so I didn't do that. I did coffee. I'm feeling a little bit stressed. Projects at work. Not depressed though, which is good. I did my multivitamins morning and not sick and no deep fatigue. I did zeros here all day, every day. Which I like. I like not taking insulin. It's cool. Oh, that's not insulin. This is fat. I did not count my macros, but once I get going on this this diet, I'm going to definitely count my macros. I'm gonna map them all out because I want to know exactly what's moving the needle where. You know what I mean? So so this is my go at it right here, where we're gonna do So I'm going to count these daily totals for carbs, fats, and proteins, and calories. So I need to. I've done this before with my macronutrients, but I didn't neglected the calories. Calories is something I want to start tracking just for weight purposes because I will lose muscle very fast if I don't have enough calories. So I want to make sure I get enough calories. So you can see I'm going to do today is my, although it's not a Monday, today's a Tuesday. I'm going to experiment with this today. So I'm going to do high carb, low fat with some protein. Try to get a high calorie meal and have a high calorie day. And I'm going to do a long run right after this. I need to stop. I need to get going. So that's what we're going to do. Medications yesterday. I did do these. Did my oil drops yesterday. Okay, and then as for mood, I have something that's kind of frustrating me at work. It's just a problem I'm struggling to solve. So that's a little frustrating, but a little stress. But I just want to get that stuff done, man. So just gonna keep pushing through, work hard at that. I don't think that was diet related at all. And I had good energy. I had 2 cups of coffee, which my mind was bouncing off the walls actually. So it's way too much caffeine. But I had good energy. So I felt like I just wanted to get into my comfort zone to work on that hard task, and part of that is having the coffee. So it might have been counterproductive, but it felt productive in the moment. So that's basically it. That this is for February 17th, Monday, President's Day. Happy President's Day, 2020. All right. Have a good day. That's not my